This story begins in the small town of Cormorant, Minnesota. My family has been spending summers in Cormorant for over 50 years, and the town holds a special place in my family history and my childhood. Ever since I can remember, my best memories come from swimming, fishing, and exploring in the lakes country surrounding Cormorant. The summer of 2022 was set to be the best summer of my life. Since I had just graduated high school, I no longer had any of the commitments of the previous years, including Boy Scout campouts or school sports practices all summer. I would be able to spend the majority of my time at the lake, and I intended to make the most of it. In April, I stopped at a small boat shop called J&K Marine, about half a mile from my lake cabin, in search of a job. My interview process was very informal with the owner of the shop, Tim, and I had a job in about 5 minutes. I knew very little about what I would be doing until I showed up for the first day of work on May 1st. I found out that I would be working in a crew of 5 other people installing docks and boat lifts on the surrounding lakes. J&K Marine is located in a small county packed with 132 lakes, so I knew that this would be no small task. I met at the shop and met Tim, Chelsea, Johnny, Peter, and Miguel, who I would be working with over the next few months. Everyone was friendly and excited to get going. While I introduced myself to the crew, Miguel and Peter stood out to me right away because they joked around with me while helping me get a good feel for the shop and explaining how the day would go. They made me feel like part of the group right away, and I felt much more comfortable than I did when I first walked in. I spent the rest of the day on Lee Lake working mainly with Miguel and Peter to install and position boat lifts and docks. This is done with the changeover and forks on the barge, moving the lift into the water, while my friends and I carry the dock into the cold water and level out the posts using wrenches and then positioning the boat lift next to the dock. I didn't know what to expect, but the job turned out to be a great experience. We rode around on our work barge from cabin to cabin, and for lunch, Tim bought us all food at Subway. Though the water was cold and I didn't really know what to do most of the time, Miguel and Peter helped me learn the ropes and offered advice and guidance when I did something wrong. This continued throughout the weeks ahead as more and more lakes unthawed, and we were able to take our work barge out onto Cormorant's surrounding lakes and work on them as well. This was my favorite part. I got to explore lakes I had never been to, along with meeting new people, and it made my last week of high school very enjoyable. I had a built in break when I left for NROTC training June 10th and returned around the beginning of July, which came with new adventures. The job had changed from installing docks and lifts to repairing and building them. Again, my two new friends helped me get the hang of things, and we began to become better friends and realized we all had fairly similar interests. One day after work, we all got to ride Miguel's dirt bike, which was a lot of fun, and I decided I would like to get one. Miguel helped me find a place to buy one in New York Mills, Minnesota, and even went with me to transport it back to the shop. The rest of the summer, I spent the majority of my time at work and riding around the lakes with my friends, both in Cormorant and where they live, around 25 minutes away. Even though I had to leave for college, we still stay in touch to see what is going on in each other's lives and check on each other often. I will be returning to Cormorant next summer, so we will be able to work together and hang out, which I am looking forward to. I think that we will continue to become better friends and explore more of the area next summer on our dirt bikes and through J&K Marine. I wonder how often relationships and friendships are formed through work and how common it is for coworkers to get along. I never had close friends in Cormorant, and now that I do, I am so glad I decided to take a step into an unknown world and walk into that boat shop in early April.